Hi there, my name is Kevin Wathen.
Can you tell us a bit about Alnwick?
Oh, Alnwick. Yeah. It's a lovely, amazing medieval town. I grew up there, obviously. Well, I moved to Alnwick in about 1986 with my dad and mum and brothers. Well, brother. Well, brothers.
Sorry, pause it 1 second, Kevin. Becky said it's going to the red.
Cool.
I think it's that one.
Lavalier, yeah. Sorry, guys. That should be alright. Is it just literally flicking in?
It was flashing that one.
Oh, that's... If it just kind of touches it, it's alright.
Just talk, Kevin.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1.
Oh, okay.
1, 2,
Yeah,
1, 2.
I'm back.
How we doing?
Back to you, Bailey.
Is that alright? Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
I'll try and talk a bit quieter.
So, yeah, tell us about Alnwick.
Yeah, so Alnwick, I mean, amazing town, as you know. Moved to Alnwick in about 1986 with my mum and dad from Newcastle. And well, my parents, they bought Oscars, so we used to own Oscars down the road, which is now the Hallow and Crook, so next to the Dirty Bottles. So yeah, I grew up there, and then, yeah, spent my formative years in this wonderful town.
What is the actor?
Sorry?
What was the actor?
What was the...
What was the Alnwick Fair?
Oh, well, it was Alnwick Fair, so it was a medieval kind of fete, shall we say, where the whole town kind of got involved, got dressed up, all the pubs and businesses, local businesses got involved. So yeah, you ended up transforming the market square into a big stage, and they had stocks where locals would come, and you had the militia as well, who were made up of like local businessmen like Louis Proudlock and Alan McNabb, and yeah, the town crier was John Stevenson, that was his name. So yeah, it was cool. It was like this big community fair where we kind of celebrated the history of Alnwick, I guess. So yeah, it was great. Lots of fun.
Camera 2, move in. Is that why you look next to something? Cool, and you can carry on there.
What positives have been brought to Alnwick?
Positives, well, huge. I mean, not only, I'm sure for the businesses around, it was a huge positive, I think. Lots of tourists and people from outside of Alnwick brought into the area to just kind of take in its natural beauty and stuff, I guess. But plus as well, I think the positives, a lot of great things come for the community, you know what I mean? It's just people getting together and having a good time and sharing that common, love of where they're from, I guess. So yeah, that was a big thing.
What were some of your best memories of the fair?
So my best memories, there's a lot of memories. I remember being dunked. I was dunked a few times. So yeah, they used to get you on this, so they made this big, like, witches ducking pool in there. So they built, like, the stage. And it was a big skip, wasn't it? A big skip filled with water. And by the end of the week, it was horrible, like, really dirty water. But obviously, because my mum and dad were well known, and so yeah, I used to get picked on all the time. I was in the stocks a couple of times, so I used to get eggs and rotten tomatoes thrown at us, ducked in the pool, so you get strapped to this, what was kind of like a seesaw with a chair at the end, and then you had four burly blokes and Louis Proudlock hanging at the end, so he used to dunk you down, and he used to hang on to the end, like, with his feet off the deck. Like, I remember that. There was another thing in the pub. Obviously, it was really busy for the week. So mum and dad used to put on, like, events. So they had, like Michael was saying, like, live music and stuff. And we had this guy, I remember, I was telling Michael...
Right at the beginning of that, and don't refer to my dad, because you might not...
Okay, cool, yeah. So, yeah, I remember another thing was when my parents had the pub, they used to get in musical acts, like hypnotists, stuff like this. So we had this guy in once called Graham Russell. He was great, like local guitarist, like rock guitarist, and he'd been, I think the rumor was he'd been offered to play with Whitesnake, who was like a big 80s rock band, like power ballads and all of that. And he turned them down to go solo on his own. So I remember he came in, and he must have had this. I mean, I was small, so it was way taller than me. It was even taller than him. He had this like stadium rock kind of guitar setup, and played the gig and everything. And then at the end of the night, like, what's that smell? It's like the smell of burning plastic. My dad went downstairs, and he'd been sucking so much juice through the power that he'd melted, like the whole fuse box on the wall had been melted, like from him playing in the pub. Like just one guy, one guitar in the boozer. Like it must have been so loud. I remember that was fun. Yeah, like I said, hypnotists, that was fun. Oh, we used to, there was another great guy, local guy, called Terry King, TJ King. So like he has, again, kind of, I think he was from Nottingham originally, but married into the area, like married a local girl, had 2 sons. And yeah, he used to be a singer as well, so we always used to get up with him and dance and that on stage. Well, we were made to get up. Yeah, it was horrific. But anyway, yeah, I remember all that. Sadly, he passed away this year. God bless his soul. But yeah, that was some fun times.
Okay. Why do you think the fair is no longer a thing?
Oh,
Just
probably.
Sorry, just before we go on to that, had you finished with your best memories?
I think so.
Had you? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kevin.
Why is it not around? I don't know. I think it's probably the there was probably, like a few people have already mentioned, probably a core fanatic. Well, not fanatic, because I mean, it was great, but there was probably a core group of people that kept it running. You know what I mean? Plus as well, I mean, I don't know, did they have funding? I'm not sure. I think I was too young for that sort of thing, but again, like, who knows? But as well, like, I think with the rise of social media and everything like that as well, I think, you know, that kind of moving away from community to isolating yourself with regards to, you know, connecting with people via social media, etc. But again, I mean, that was a long time ago, but yeah, I don't know. There seemed to just be less of an appetite for sort of things like that.
Since COVID and not being allowed to be together, why do you think that there's so many gatherings and community gatherings that are so important?
Well, just exactly that, the reconnection of what we lost during those times, you know? Like, we're social animals, I think, and, you know, Alnwick as well, it used to be so social. Like, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, heaving, like, pubs all the time. Plus, you know, it's, yeah, that, I guess. The want for connection, again.
Do you know of any other great gatherings around in Alnwick?
That are still happening.
Or
Oh, in the past? Well, yeah, obviously there was, like, a few people have certainly mentioned the Shrove Tuesday. I remember as well, there used to be a...
try not to refer to anyone else's
All right.
thing, just because
Yeah, yeah.
you might not follow on.
Yeah, well, yeah. Obviously, the Shrove Tuesday football. There was also, there used to be like a medieval tournament, not Alnwick Fair, but there used to be like a tournament, I'm sure, as well in the pastures, where there was knights and jousting and all of that stuff, which used to be really cool. I don't even know if it was connected to Alnwick Fair. But yeah, I remember that. And then the VW festivals that they have in the pastures all the time. The music concerts, Tom Jones, all of that stuff. Yeah. It's good entertainment around here.
What about the music festival and Shrove Tuesday as well? Music festival, Shrove Tuesday, football?
Yeah. What?
Like, do you remember that?
I do remember the Shrove Tuesday football. I mean, I have limited memories. I'm sure they used to kick off at the Barbican, outside at the castle. Didn't someone, like, I'm sure the Duke used to hide the football over the top of the thing and everyone used to run down to the pastures and then, yeah, carnage ensued. Yeah, I remember that. And yeah, the music festivals. I never went to one, but yeah, I remember they were there.
What kind of activities in the fair were there for young people?
Oh, there was loads of stuff. The parade, obviously, like face painting, all of that stuff. Costumes. I'm sure there was like best costume competitions and all of that stuff. Crafting. Yeah, there was loads.